cannot believe we're doing a talk on coffee. Well, at least in this sense.
Right. We used to love coffee. And when I say love, I mean love. Everything we did on a daily basis was involving coffee.
We were coffee connoisseurs.
For sure. Our road trips involved coffee stops, coffee places, restaurants with coffee, um, anything and everything
Yeah.
that we did had coffee in mind, for sure.
So let's talk about what happened.
Yeah, so earlier this year, actually on January 1st of this year, we decided as a part of our fast to include coffee.
So we wanted to fast for 21 days, right?
Yes,
so
21 days. We start our year usually this way. And this year we felt that abstaining from coffee was
the hardest.
So
we wanted to.
Yes. So that's what we chose, staying away from coffee. And we just literally went cold turkey. So January 1st, wake up, no coffee, no caffeine of any kind. First day, the day in the afternoon, it was a little
started feeling it
weird, a little tired. Yep. The next day, it was a really hard day.
Really hard.
Headaches.
Like really hard.
Nausea.
No energy.
No energy, zero, just really the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh day headaches. And then from headaches, it went into just like you're wearing a hat on your head.
Yeah, it's well said.
Confusion, foggy brain, just literally, yes, like you're coming off of a drug.
Yeah, I was upset. I was angry.
Yes.
I had no idea.
We were angry. Both of us were angry. And remember, we were saying if something has this kind of a hold on us,
I don't want it.
I don't want it.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's exactly why we're doing this. So after that experience, we did hold off for the 21 days.
We did.
But then we started looking into, like, I was totally surprised. You were totally surprised.
Yeah.
So we wanted to do some research and see, like, what happened, what's going on. Because
what happened?
A little background, right? So when we say we drank coffee, okay,
yes,
we didn't live on it. Right. So we would have, on average, 1 cup in the morning.
Sometimes 2.
Sometimes, but on average, closer to 1.
A large cup of coffee in the morning.
Yeah. Yes. Then in the afternoon, we would have espresso.
Yes.
I would like to have a couple shots, or sometimes triple.
Yeah. Triple shots. Yes.
Yeah.
In the afternoon.
So by all means, I didn't think it was any kind of a dependency on it until we actually stopped cold turkey.
Yes.
So we decided to do some research to see what exactly happened. So we found out some really. Did you want to say something before?
I just wanted to say that all along our kids were making fun of us, and they were actually happy that we are actually off this coffee.
That's funny.
They were. Yeah. So yes. Okay, you can continue.
We dove in. We read a few journal articles and did some research on it just to find out why. That's kind of how we operate.
Yes.
We always.
Yes.
We want to know the truth, not necessarily what we want to hear. All the stuff that we found out is not what we wanted to hear.
Yes, for sure.
But nonetheless, it's the truth. So I did not know. I don't know if you did, but we didn't know. Coffee is the highest consumed psychoactive drug in the world.
No clue.
Like psychoactive.
I have never
that doesn't sound good.
That word before.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good. Psychoactive. So we looked it up. So it's a drug or substance affecting how the brain works. So it actually literally causes changes in your thoughts, your feelings, your behavior, your awareness. Even just reading that stunned me. I had no idea the impact that it had. No surprise, come to find that it's very addictive, which we didn't even know we were addicted to something that gets me even more upset.
I felt like it was something that I enjoyed and I wanted to do rather than an addiction.
Same.
I didn't look at it as, hey, coffee is a drug that I am addicted to. It never crossed my mind.
And I get this is not popular, especially if you're a coffee drinker. I get it. Believe me, if anyone gets it, we get it.
Sure.
So we looked up a few other things. So, of course, no surprise it disrupts sleep, right?
Yep.
But to my surprise was that's because it blocks a chemical called adenosine, where it actually that causes your body to it signals your body to go to sleep, right?
Yep.
So depending on how quickly your body actually metabolizes the coffee, even if you have it earlier in the day, it can still impact your sleep at night.
Yes, and that's where you've heard it, as you get older, you're going to have to stop drinking coffee later in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So older people, it's like, no, it's 5 p.m. I can't. And then as you're getting older, it's like, well, I can't have coffee after noon,
Right.
after 12 o'clock
Right.
and stuff. Why? Because the metabolism slows down and everything.
That makes
So
sense.
yes, that's all
It makes
tied in
sense, yeah.
together. So 20-year-old, when we were in our 20s, I had coffee at midnight and went to sleep and it didn't affect me. But, as we got older, it's like, okay, I cannot have coffee with dinner anymore
Yeah.
because now I can't
We
fall
could,
asleep.
you just won't fall asleep. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
So make sure you stick around till the end of the video because the last one really stunned us.
for sure.
I think it'll surprise you as well.
Yeah.
But another one of my surprises is that I found is that it does not increase mental alertness.
Yes.
I thought it did.
Yes.
Come to find out now, there's research showing it does not increase mental alertness. It gives you that shaky feeling and the energy rush and boost, and it does. However, as far as mental alertness goes, it does not increase.
Yeah, and that's surprising because long time ago, I forgot exactly when was it in the 40s, 50s that coffee was introduced as a coffee break in factories across the United States. But it was introduced as a belief that they'd seen the correlation between workers having coffee and producing more.
Well, it makes sense. They give them an energy boost.
But it was it was an energy boost. It was never that the workers, because they're factory workers doing the same thing over, it did not boost their intelligence or their cognitive behavior. All it did was just give them a boost of energy.
Yeah, I doubt they cared about that.
But no, that's why it's called a coffee break, because they wanted the workers to actually go and have coffee during that break. So it was coffee break. And there's coffee in all the factories. There's free coffee. They're serving you cappuccinos and frappuccinos and you name it. Coffee is free at all the factories across the United States, and you're given
as far as we know,
coffee breaks. Yeah. Go have coffee.
Sure. So another surprise is in as little as 2 to 3 cups.
That was a surprise. 2 to 3 cups.
Only 2 to 3 cups of coffee, it literally reduces blood flow to your brain.
Ouch.
So you get a boost, but then the opposite happens with the amount of blood flow going to your brain.
Yeah.
Like that's a bad combination.
Well, now when you're looking at the rates of dementia, of Alzheimer's and other, mental disorders that are there.
I'm glad you mentioned that because it can cause premature aging.
Right. And I would like to, do a study and see if those patients, I'm sure there's other factors, but, those.
This very well could be one of the factors. Yeah.
Were they coffee drinkers?
Yeah. So another thing it impacts is your GI system. The reason why we're mostly focusing on the mental part today, like the brain health.
Yes.
But the reason why I mentioned the GI is because there's a gut-brain connection. So it's a connection where the gut and the brain continually speak to each other, right? They continually communicate, so to speak. Right. That's a better way to say it.
Yeah.
But that can interrupt, disrupt, mess up the connection between the two. So it actually messes with the important functions comes down to thinking,
right,
learning, memory, even emotions.
Yeah.
It messes with that connection. So that's another kind of pretty scary thing.
So it literally throws your gut out of whack, like out of balance. So that communication between your gut feelings and your brain are not there.
Yeah.
So all of those that need to happen
adversely impact your emotions, your memory, so on and so forth. Another study finds that just 200 milligrams of caffeine actually causes inflammation.
200 milligrams, that's nothing. Our oldest just grabbed a drink from the store the other day that he wanted to get, and he said, "Oh, look at this! This is only 180 milligrams in one drink." And these teenagers are drinking caffeine like it's nothing, like it's water. So that's alarming to see that only 200 milligrams
causes inflammation. So
inflammation where? Everywhere.
Yeah. So inflammation is the root cause of many, if not all, should I say,
well, it's been said
diseases.
that it's the root cause of all
Yeah,
sickness.
we've heard that.
And disease.
All disease, the beginning of disease process.
It starts with inflammation.
No surprise, it increased the heart risk for heart disease. It increased risk for stroke.
Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised by all the stuff I found out because I thought that coffee was touted as a healthy drink.
For
and
sure.
Antioxidants and so on.
It was, yeah.
But the caffeine specifically is causing all these problems I had no idea about.
So I think all of that people were experiencing, including us, it was just a boost in energy, which falsely made you think that you're more alert,
sure.
But you were just more energetic.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's what it is.
We also looked at an interesting study. So they took 20 healthy people and they broke it down into 2 10-day periods. So these are people that routinely drank coffee, that had caffeine intake routinely, like us.
Yes.
So they would tell them not to drink any more coffee, take any more caffeine, and they're going to supply them with caffeinated pills.
Yep.
So for the 10 days, they supplied them with the caffeinated pills, and then they did a brain scan.
Yep.
Then following that period, they did another 10 days, but this time, instead of the caffeinated pill, they gave them the placebo.
Right.
Then after that 10 days, they went ahead and they imaged under the brain scan again. So what they found was surprising. After the 10 days with the placebo, so in essence, what it means is after 10 days of no caffeine,
right,
the volume of gray matter was significantly larger compared to when they were taking caffeine daily for that 10-day period. So
why are you talking about gray matter? We didn't know how much of an importance gray matter plays.
Right.
So what
so any loss or damage to gray matter causes cognitive impairment, memory loss, memory loss, lack of attention, difficult in reasoning and judgment. Complex decision making is a lot harder.
Yes.
It also can give you problems like with motor skills.
Yes.
So it
actually causes foggy brain from all of this over here. It's
and worse. I mean, memory loss and like.
But the interesting thing is, everybody who experiences that is like, I need a little bit of coffee, to get a little clear. Like I've heard that.
So how did you feel a couple days into it? Like, oh, only if I can have a.
Yeah, that's the weirdest thing. I think on day 3 of not having coffee, I started having these thoughts that only if I could have one little shot of espresso, all of this heaviness and clogged mind and
cloudiness and all
everything that I just experienced could go away. So I was laughing at myself, but at the same time, I was irritated that I'm thinking about having this thing as if I'm thinking about a drug. I need this to feel better.
Yeah. Had no idea it was a drug.
No.
Had no idea.
No.
So there was another journal article, this is the last one here, that states that there is a relationship, there is a connection between IQ and the cortical gray matter.
This will shock you. I mean, this shocked us. This information really
So greater intelligence is associated with larger gray matter according to this journal article. We're going to pin it here at the end of the video. So if greater intelligence, your IQ, is associated with the amount of gray matter, and earlier we just spoke about there's now scientific evidence after that study where after drinking caffeine, it actually shrinks your gray matter. I mean, that's scary.
Right.
But the good thing is that it showed that after they abstained from caffeine for about 10 days during that trial, the gray matter came back.
Right.
So there's a good news in that sense.
But if you continue to drink coffee and is shrinking your gray matter, it's actually directly impacting all those your
things.
IQ.
Yeah.
And that literally
IQ, memory, even
so you've got these
emotional
college kids,
issues. Yeah.
Everybody's drinking caffeinated beverages to stay up, to study, and what is actually happening.
Combine that with trying to make up for lack of sleep with coffee the way we did before. It's a terrible
And now your IQ is getting lower and lower and lower. So now you're having more difficulty studying. So you're going to be up for longer hours. You're going to have more caffeine. And this is just a vicious cycle that we completely were not aware of.
Yeah.
So that is unwanted information
Yeah.
that we actually did research on. We did not want to learn this about coffee. We did not want to give up our coffee. We did not want to give up all of the coffee spots across the United States and the world. I don't even know how we could go to Europe without drinking coffee. What are we going to do at the coffee shops? Yeah.
Non-caffeinated herbal teas.
Yes, we'll just have to come up with a new beverage.
Yeah.
But we hope you guys got some information. If you have any questions, you guys can drop it in the comments. But
please make sure to like, subscribe, share.
Yes, for sure. But yeah, look into the articles. And if you are a person that does drink coffee regularly, trust us when we tell you the way we feel now, because we described the way we felt after we stayed away from like the first few days.
It was hard.
It's amazing. We wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. We go to the gym at 6. We've got so much energy, no caffeine whatsoever. We've got so much energy. We find ourselves drinking a lot more water, which is really essential when you're drinking the right water. It's so essential for your health. And we're so much clearer. Our businesses are thriving. Our minds are thriving.
100%.
I mean, we're just definitely, our children have seen a huge difference in our behavior. They're happy for us. And yeah, so we encourage you to give this a try. Maybe you don't want to do it like us.
If you did want to try it, then you can wean off.
Yes.
You know, there's ways to wean off and just kind of lower your amount. The way we went cold turkey was hard, but we got it done with.
We did it.
But it was really hard.
Yes.
It was really hard. But nonetheless.
We hope this blesses you guys, and we will see you on the next episode of Healthy Family Talks. Ciao.
Take care.